What up, everyone? This is Zafa Slater, aka the one and only comic outlaw. And since we're on the subject of Gotham Knights, I've decided to talk about Two-Face, Harvey Dent, the assistant DA of Gotham, or was. Depending on what origin story you read, either he got splashed with acid on one side of his face, or it was an explosion. Batman the Animated Series is actually pretty cool. That's why I always recommend it. Wonderful show. It went on for a few years. And the origins of the characters are actually really awesome. So I recommend that you get up and see that one. Kevin and Mark are on it. If you don't know, Google it. Who those people are. Anyways, Harvey Two-Face Dent. You know that he was a member of the Justice League. Temporarily. You don't believe me? Look it up. Google it. Like Paul Heyman says. Yeah. Part of the Heyman. Anyways. Harvey has a coin. He has multiple personality, which I don't think it's multiple personality so much as the bipolar. Good Harvey and bad Harvey. There's really not that much of a difference. And it depends on what origin story you read. There was an incident where he started stuffing his feelings down. And I think it's just bipolar. One minute he's Harvey. He's this lovable, let's drink some champagne, Bruce, and hobnob with everyone. And then all of a sudden, this guy just pissed me off. Should have found a coin and then out of my head. That way, I have no responsibility for it. That's basically who Harvey is. Harvey uses a coin to justify his actions. Heads or tails? Heads. Heads, I don't rob this bank. Tails, I do. And it's that simple. Harvey does use that coin to justify his actions. Like I said, it's not so much multiple personality, and I think he's personally bipolar. In his relationship with Bruce, I mean, they grew up together, they were friends. And I think he tries to help Harvey, but you can't really help someone unless you help yourself. So what does he do? He lets Harvey be Harvey. Harvey goes to Arkham for a few weeks. Harvey seems to get out, and Harvey does his antics. And it's always things that have to do with two. The Second National Bank. He's stealing all the $2 bills. Dual personality, bipolar. And Bruce allows it to happen instead of getting him the proper help. Because Harvey is a mob boss. And I talked about this in the previous video. They tolerate him. That's pretty much all they do is tolerate him. Because they get tired of him running around with a raving lunatic, robbing the Second National Bank, doing this, doing that. The only reason they tolerate him is because, basically, Bruce comes in, Harvey goes to jail for a little bit, and boom, he comes out and takes his little piece. And I don't even think it's really a piece. In his mind, he thinks that he's ruling different sections, but the mob boss is tolerated to a point. But they don't want Harvey now. They don't want this guy who swings from one place to the other, who actually needs psychiatric help. He needs to sit there with a psychiatrist, and for God's sake, get a plastic surgeon or someone to heal his face. There's magicians, come on. I've seen the technology that Tony Terrific and the other guys have. I mean, if they wanted to fix his face, they could fix his face. Let's be real about that. And Dr. Fake could just be like, so I think Batman just encourages it in some ways. I mean, Harvey probably thinks, you know, if he's not going to change, why should I? If he's not going to work on his problems because I know he's Batman, why should I? And the game is afoot. The game is afoot. And I talked about this earlier. That's what these mob bosses and these leaders of Gotham are seeing. That he's letting these people play in Gotham. He's letting them do all this stuff. And nobody wants to put up with it. Nobody wants a two-faced gremlin going through and robbing all these banks or shooting these people, because Harvey, if he loses that coin toss, he will do that. That coin frees him of all responsibility. And they'll only tolerate so much. And that's the relationship that he has with Batman. Harvey, I'm here to help you. Take my hand, Harvey. You know? And Harvey sometimes does. They lock him up and Harvey doesn't learn his lesson either. I think if Bruce actually, like I said in the previous video, became king and ruled his kingdom, he'd be able to at least straighten Harvey out, get him the help he needs, or put him in a position where he wouldn't be able to hurt anyone. You'd be able to put him in a position where he would actually be in the district attorney, but he'd be watched. You know, or something like that, where he would have a position of power, but he would be watched. He wouldn't go out with a black and white machine gun, rob this bank or that bank, or shoot this person or that person. He would be watched. He'd be monitored the way he should be. And I keep saying, these mob bosses and the leaders of Gotham are getting tired of it. I mean, they're getting tired of these people using Gotham as a sandbox. And yes, they're getting tired of Bruce being the head, well, based on your perspective, bad guy, good guy. And yes, cops bring people in. But sometimes when it's necessary out of self-defense, or out of defense of the general public, they shoot people. That's the way it is. Gunfire happens. Cops shoot people in the line of duty. So do soldiers. It happens. And it's self-defense. Yeah, I don't think it's multiple personality. I think he's bipolar. And he justifies his actions through Batman. And I love Batman. I grew up reading the Batman comics, but as you get older, you keep wondering, why? Because I read Wolverine, I read other people, and I read other comic book characters, and you just sit there and you wonder why. I mean, when the Reverse Flash comes to town, yes, the Rogues have worked with him, but they've also screwed him over. Because he kills people. He does a lot of messed up stuff in Central City. And I have to draw parallels here because, just so you understand what I'm saying, the Flash and Captain Cold are like, you know what, this dude's messed up. We need to, work together, smooth this over, and we'll go back to the game. You're a cop, I'm a robber. Well, Flash is the cop and Captain Cold's the robber, but you know what I mean. And the game's afoot. That's what I'm saying. Harvey justifies his actions with a flip of a coin. Batman justifies his actions with a no-kill rule. And both are wrong. And I hate to say it like that. But if this was going on in my city, and I sat as one of the kings, I wouldn't tolerate it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't tolerate some clown freak going around murdering people with Joker gas. I wouldn't tolerate some scarred up guy with a machine gun flipping coins on whether or not he's going to shoot innocent people. And I damn sure wouldn't tolerate some guy in a Batman or a bat suit that just goes around letting them go. I mean, if he worked with us, and I mean the police too, everyone, and he took care of these people, or he let us take care of these people, I'm just saying if I sat at the table, everything would be back to me. But that's the problem with Gotham. And that's the problem with Batman. And that's also the problem with Harvey. He justifies his actions the same way Bruce does, just in a different way. With a flip of a coin. And that same flip should get him killed. Harvey, tell you what, I'll give you one chance as you like to give people a chance. Heads, you go away for the rest of your life. Or tails, Lincoln Black's going to be the last thing you see, Harvey. That's the way it should be done in Gotham. Not letting these people kill innocent after innocent after innocent. But those are just my thoughts. I'm just throwing it out there for you. This is Zafa Slater, Ultimate One, the true comic outlaw. Signing off. Oh, and I'll catch you on the flip side.